Hey guys, what is up? I am back to film another video today for the second time, so you get to see my beautiful face twice. But anyway, I thought I would come back with a haul and review video, which if any of you watch Lily Pebbles, which you should, she does these kind of videos where she talks about products that are relatively new to her collection, but she has used for a little bit so that she kind of has an idea of whether or not she likes them. And I like those kinds of videos because while I love seeing all of the things that other people buy, because I try to tell myself that I can live vicariously through them, I can't. I like to know a little bit more about their opinion of the product. So I have been particularly mischievous and spent more money than I should recently. So I thought I would share with you what I have bought and how I've been liking it. Some of it is drugstore. I keep looking down at it just to ensure that I am speaking correctly, but a lot of it is high-end. There are a few drugstore products in there because, like I said, I just cannot, self-control is elusive. Anyway, I will just go ahead and jump right in. First, I will start with two mascaras that I bought because I recorded an I recorded an empties video. I don't know what's going to go up first, that or this, but I have thrown away a lot of mascaras recently just because they're old or flaky or I just, wasn't too keen on them. So I picked up two new, obviously, because I needed to fill that void in my life. So first is the Rimmel Volume Accelerator. Now they have a few mascaras from this accelerator range, but this is the brush. It's pretty big and it's kind of a teardrop on one side and then flat on the other. And I bought this because I think it's one of the Hypnose mascaras by Lancome has kind of a teardrop brush like this, though not as large. I thought maybe I would like that. And usually kind of things that have accelerator formulas aren't too stiff and crispy, which I like in mascaras, but actually I don't really like this right now because first of all, I find the formula too wet. It's kind of messy and drags my eyelashes down a little bit, but maybe when it gets drier I will like it. Also, the brush is pretty big, so it's kind of hard to maneuver, but I will keep trialing this and let you guys know how I feel about it after more use. Next is the Maybelline Legal Length Mascara. This is in Brownish Black, and this has kind of a slightly twisted brush, which I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I do actually really like this. I'm wearing it right now, not that you can really tell from this distance, but I do really like this. I've quite liked wearing brownish black mascaras because I just find for my complexion they're a little bit less harsh for day to day. And this is good. It gives good length, but also just a little bit of volume, and is a very good day-to-day mascara, and I think just Maybelline have the best mascaras from the drugstore, so I would recommend this. This is one of those fiber extensions mascaras, so they've got the little tiny pieces of whatever kind of fibers those are. I don't know the science, but I do find that it kind of makes my eyelashes look nice and long. All right, I'll go drugstore to high end. So I have a foundation here. This is the Revlon ColorStay. This is the formula for dry and normal skin because they have one for combination and oily. Jesus Christ, if I could talk. They have a combination and oily skin formula as well. So I'm in the shade 110 Ivory, which is of course the palest shade, but I do find this to be a really, really good color match for me. It's cool toned enough for my skin. It's got a decent coverage. I'd say probably medium, possibly kind of light coverage depending on what you apply it with and what your skincare is underneath. But this does last all day on me. It's sort of satiny. It has a little bit of glow to it, just a tiny bit, and it'll let some of your natural glow show through as the day progresses. But it's nothing like Touche Éclat or a tinted moisturizer will give you in terms of radiance. But I like it because it doesn't have any shimmer in it either, which I found with the Revlon Photo Ready, you look like a Cullen in sunlight. So I do really like this. I think this is like $10 or $11, but I picked this up from Ulta and I've really been liking this just to fill in on either lazy days when I don't want to use an expensive foundation, so this has kind of been my go-to for work, or if I need a slight bit more coverage because I think it is just slightly more opaque than my other foundations at the moment. And then I have another skincare item. Wait, I haven't talked about any skincare, so I have my only skincare item thus far. This is the Mario Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. God damn, they always have to make the name so long. But this is just kind of a spray toner sort of thing. I've been using an exfoliating toner, and I wanted something that was a little bit more hydrating, and this was $7, by the way. This was $6, and the volume accelerator was $8. So I picked this up at Ulta, and I do find that it's actually pretty hydrating. I use it right after I've used my acidic toner, and I find that it really soothes my skin afterwards and makes it feel nice. It stinks. I hate the smell of this, but you know, I cope with it because I like the product pretty much. So again, it doesn't do anything, you know, miraculous for my skin, but I do find that it kind of gets the ball rolling on hydration. So I do like that, and I think it's a fairly good price point for this kind of toner that doesn't have any gross chemicals in it. Because I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious about that. So as a segue into my higher end stuff, I will talk about another skincare item. This is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask, and I have heard a bunch about this from like loads of people. I read a ton of reviews on it. I had been kind of eyeing this for several months before I actually went and picked it up, and this was $24, I think, from, I bought it from Macy's, but you can obviously buy it from anywhere that stocks Origins, although I haven't seen this one at Sephora. They have the 10-minute mask at Sephora, but not the overnight one. So I picked this up because my skin does tend to get drier in winter, and I just think it needs a little bit of extra help. But I actually haven't been amazed by this, which is kind of disappointing because I was really looking forward to trying it. It smells like peaches and cream, which is fantastic, and it feels really nice when you put it on, and while it's on, it feels really nice and like your skin is hydrated and plumped, and it looks healthy, and I sleep with it. And I just find that in the morning, my skin still feels nice in the morning when I wake up. It feels really hydrated, more so than when I use a normal moisturizer. But then it feels very superficial. I wash my face and it's like it hasn't given me any like real lasting benefits, which I kind of think this should do because, let me see. Yeah, it says plain glycerin, hyaluronic acid, and apricot kernel oil instantly quench compromised skin, and avocado and mango butters build up a reservoir for tomorrow. So not only is it supposed to make you feel moisturized while you have it on, but it's supposed to help, you know, in the long term, help your skin feel hydrated. Which, if I were to just leave this on in the morning and put my makeup directly on, I think my skin would feel plenty hydrated. I wouldn't feel like I was missing anything. It would possibly even be slightly richer than a moisturizer. But I mean, your skin sheds at night, you get dirt and oil and things like that that build up just while you're sleeping, and I don't really want to put makeup directly on top of that, so it's annoying to me that this doesn't really last. But I'd say total, I probably used it about 7 or 8 times, so I don't have a thorough opinion on this, but I will check back in with you guys and possibly do a full blog post review on that. Okay, so then for high-end cosmetics, first is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is just the normal version because they have an oil-free and an illuminating variety as well. I'm in the shade Cameo, which is fairly new. They have the shade Porcelain, I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on anything, actually, but don't quote me on that. So Porcelain, I think, is their lightest shade, though it to me leans a little bit yellow, so this kind of seems like the fair pink-toned answer to Porcelain, and this suits my skin really well. The color match is really nice. This is quite a like a almost very liquidy tinted moisturizer. All of the other ones I've tried feel kind of thick. This doesn't, though. It's really nice on the skin. It's a pretty sheer coverage. It does have SPF 20 if you were 20. Don't know why I sounded like a robot, but pretty sheer coverage, though it gives a really nice finish to the skin. Dewy, but it doesn't look greasy at all, and I find that this lasts fairly well. The finish sticks around all day. I know because I don't ever have any kind of natural glow really, and I have one all day when I wear this, so it has to be this, and it's not just me being naturally good looking. But this is nice. This is pretty pricey. I think it was $43 for this tube, but I don't use this every day. just on lighter days when I kind of want a nice finish to my skin, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing makeup. So I would highly recommend, if you're on the lookout for a tinted moisturizer. I've heard really good things about both the illuminating and the oil-free, so you can kind of chop and change depending on your skin type and preferences, but I would recommend this if you were looking for a treat yourself purchase and wanted a good tinted moisturizer. Next, I have the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. Another product that I was really excited to try because I think Viviana talked about it from Viviana Does Makeup. I'd seen lots of good reviews on it, and I'm in the shade Fair, which is actually a pretty good color match. It's actually light enough for my skin, which is good, because I find a lot of concealers can go just a little bit orange on me, which is not a flattering look and kind of defeats the purpose of concealer. But I just don't think that this lasts very well on me. It's supposed to be a long-lasting concealer. I've used it under my eyes, and it does last a fair amount of time there, but I find it just, I haven't found the right way to use it yet, so I'm still kind of working with it. I'm not blown away by it, unfortunately, because this is $24, and it feels like there's nothing in here. It feels like there's a ton of air, but you do really need the tiniest amount because it's very densely pigmented. But thus far, it's not been amazing on blemishes for me. It was good under the eyes, though I need to work out how to use it. I think I need to start using my fingers instead of a brush, because I think it just needs some warming up. I think. I'm just going to keep waving the product at you. I know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, so I will get back to you as with everything else. If you would like a full review, if you're watching and you care, you comment below. I'll write one. I am a humble servant. But anyway, next, and actually the last two things, are both MAC, because I have been completely incapable of controlling myself there recently. I have needed to buy everything, and it is a sickness. It's gonna be a problem, I can tell. So first up is this little eyeshadow quad, which this is just one of the pro quads that you can build yourself. So this was quite a hefty purchase, these 4 little eyeshadows. I think it totals to be like $48 without tax. But you know, we're gonna ignore that, pretend like I'm frugal. But here in this palette, I have Antiqued right here, Sumptuous Olive, Patina, and Star Violet. So I will swatch all of those for you. Okay, so Antiqued on this little finger, Star Violet here. Is this Patina? Yeah. Patina on the center finger, and then Sumptuous Olive there. So these are all really nice. I mean, obviously with MAC, they're good pigmentation, they're good texture. You can see on my hand they're a little bit better. This is a really good quad, in my opinion, for autumn, and I've been really liking this. If you have Club, or you have ever looked at swatches of Club, you know that it's kind of a duochrome thing, and it looks green in some lights, brown in others. Sumptuous Olive has a very slight hint of that kind of effect, where it looks kind of golden green in some lights. It has a little bit of more brown undertone in others. So all of these are really, really nice eyeshadows. I've been enjoying using all of these, so would highly, highly recommend all of these colors. Patina's really nice because it gives a nice kind of shimmery, warm, light brown eye, light tan eye, but isn't too boring because it has a nice kind of shimmery finish to it. It has some dimension. And then lastly, I have the MAC Paint Pot in, which I just dropped the lid to, but anyway, the MAC Paint Pot in Indianwood, and I actually have it on to, I'm not going to do that because it's creepy. I have it on today with a little bit of Urban Decay's Half Baked over just the lid area. I did it anyway, creepy doll face. So this is kind of a warm brownish gold. I find when you blend it out, it does have just a very slight hint of kind of like coppery red to it, which I like, and I love the paint pots. They're a really good texture, they last a really long time, and they're super easy because I just take them all over the lid and then a little bit on the bottom lash line. So that is everything I have irresponsibly purchased lately, and I will speak to you guys later. Bye.